We cannot continue to make funeral directors the biggest businesses in our urban America, There has to get a point where we get tired, where in the springtime and the summertime, the sound of the night is gunshots. It's the sound of police sirens, and helicopters riding above our heads. We have to stop glorifying violence as though it's acceptable and as something that we can laugh about and talk about, have conversation about, sing about, and rap about. Violence is not acceptable in America anywhere. And we have to make that determination. It's not acceptable. And for those that say, you're just talking, let me tell you something. My son got killed.
Stopping the loss of our treasures is about putting this in the perspective of something precious. Our children. We have every ability, we have every desire to step forward and make sure that if it is all within our power to save the lives of as many children as can be saved.
We know this picture all too well. The picture of young black males and young black females dying too soon, but I bet you've never seen it quite like this. I bet you've never seen it quite like this. So picture this. Instead of you going to their funerals, picture you waking up at your own funeral. Fresh t-shirt, fresh jeans, fresh shoes. I mean, you look good. You look good. You look good like the song say. But it really don't matter too much now, does it? Because you dead.
I love the way that he went in depth because I like writing and I like reading stuff, and it has to be in depth, and that's to the point where I actually feel what the character is feeling. And the way, the words that he said just spoke to me.
He got the point across without staying in a certain style, and I really do like how he went outside the box with it.
Now picture this. Picture your mama screaming and crying out your name, my baby. Picture you being able to hear her words, but you can't respond to her words because now you're dead. Now picture this. Picture your family and friends talking about how good you used to be. They eulogizing you, talking about how good you used to be. And if it wasn't for your messed up upbringing, you would have had a shot. But it really don't matter too much now, does it? Because you dead.
This epidemic of violence, what I call a genocide. A genocide that's not happening in Darfur, not Rwanda, not the Congo. It's happening in America. It's happening all across this country, where the genocide is going on against our children. And America has failed to deal what it has to deal with to stop it. And the main reason I believe that America has not done what they had to do about it is because it's mostly black and brown children that are being killed in America, and they've turned their backs on it and don't care. If there was 100 and some white children killed in America last year, there would have been a major effort from the White House on down to stop the killing. But because it's black and brown children, there seems to be an ignorance to turn around and say it's not an important effort.
The reason youth violence is so important to me is, number one, I've lost a son. Number two, I've buried a number of young children who have been killed and lives have been snatched. Thirdly, I look at the young people like we're in this room today, and I see all that dreams and possibilities yet in their eyes and in their hearts. And they deserve to achieve that. And we've got to create a society where they can achieve that and it's not snatched.
I'm hoping that they will take away the fact that they have a better life ahead. That this is just part of the journey. Listen to these people who have had some experiences that you haven't had. And try to embrace that those experiences may be something to think about as opposed to creating some of the same negative experiences by doing it yourself.
Violence has been a huge impact on my life so far. My cousin Angel, he was killed in a drive-by, just an innocent stand by. He's just playing basketball, very intelligent student, and he was just killed for no reason at all.
My father died because of gang violence. He was shot 9 times, and I was in kindergarten when that first hit me.
I look out among you, and I know that you all are going to be successful, not only because you are here, but because every day you exhibit those characteristics that show that you will be successful. Remember that all peer pressure is not negative. In fact, the best peer pressure is positive peer pressure. You are the positive peers in your peer group.
This violence that's plaguing our communities is not just something with Gary. It's something with Chicago. It's something in every major city in this country, from Newark, New Jersey, to Oakland, California. We cannot continue to just shake our heads. We cannot continue to just talk about how bad things are or the violence that's going on, and we can't continue to let the new landmarks of our neighborhoods around this country be balloons and police tape and teddy bears and liquor bottles lined up where somebody got shot or somebody got killed. That's not supposed to be the landmarks of our neighborhoods. It's not supposed to be the signs that we have to look at day in and day out. It shouldn't be that a child has to walk to school anywhere in America and have to continue to pass corners where crime scenes of another life that was either wounded or taken.
I think events like this are what should be done all over the country consistently. You know, it's events we come together and talk about the violence, talk about solutions, talk about a conscious raising, but also a solutions raising. And if we do more of this, we'd be able to then leave from here and become active out in our communities rather than just go back and continue business as usual.
I learned a lot about how we could prevent any violence and drug abuse.
Everything here was already taught to me, but the thing is the fact that the coffee conference went in depth into stuff that my school did not go into, and my mom didn't tell me what I didn't learn off the street from in books and stuff. It tells me what you're supposed to do in what situation and what you're not supposed to do and all that you can do.
What I learned most is not to be violent, and if it's bullying going on, tell a teacher or help that person that's being bullied by telling them to go tell someone.
If my friends or family had violence or problems in their family, I would help them.
Stop the bullying and stop the violence. That's what I really take back. Me seeing and used to be a bully in school, it changed my life. It turned my life around being to these conventions.
I believe that this was our best event we've had so far. I believe that a lot of the children that came into the event have left with something impactful, not just the children, but the adults. They have something to talk about at their coffee tables, something to talk about in the GMs, talk about in the grocery stores. You know what, something's going on in Gary, and we're concerned about our youth.
You see, a pit bull is not born a killer. You gotta put the killer inside of him. You gotta beat him and disrespect him and abuse him and call him out of his name, and we were beaten and disrespected and abused and called out of our names, and we were beaten and disrespected and abused and called out of our names, and then eventually the voice of the king inside us began to be pushed down. And it gave way to a new voice. A new voice, y'all. A new voice that didn't really sound the same. And the new voice said, listen to me now. The new voice said, little black boy, wear my suit. We kind of looked at it and we said, no, because my mama said if I go to school and I get a good education, I could beat you. And say, little, you can't beat me. You're going to be just like your no good daddy. You're going to be like everybody who look like you, who walk like you, who talk like you, who grew up in the same neighborhood as you. This is where you belong. But you want to be a doctor? You want to be a lawyer? You want to be a businessman, a businesswoman? You want to own a Fortune 500 company, dog? No, that's for white people. That's for white people. That's for Arabs. That's for Indians. That's for the smart people of the world. So this is what we do, don't we? Don't we do this? What we do is we put one foot in, and we be trying hard. We got one foot in, one foot out. And we got one foot in, one foot out. And we put one foot in, and we put the other foot in, and we say, I'll wear your suit. And that's how we do it in Gary. I'll wear your suit. And that's how your brothers and your cousins and your uncles do it. I'll wear your suit. I'll wear your suit. I put it on, I wear your suit, because after all, what else do I have to live for? That's what we say. And we look the world dead in the eye, defiantly, and we say, I ain't gonna cry no more. Look at me. Look at you. I ain't gonna cry no more. Because crying tears is for what? They for punks, and I ain't no punk, I'm a thug. I'm a real thug. You see, I'm a real thug, Daddy, because you never taught me how to be a real man.